Greetings, dear viewers. This is the channel you know and expect, 380 World News. According to statistical data published by Military Watch magazine, Ukraine has set a record for war casualties in the 21st century, and its losses on all fronts in the war with Russia have reached 1.7 million soldiers. According to Military Watch magazine, the lifespan of Ukrainian soldiers on the front line is estimated at 4 hours, and 90% of them are killed within the first hour of entering the battlefield. The remaining 10% may survive until the next engagement due to a fortunate coincidence or experience. According to Military Watch magazine, the general staff in Kyiv is solely to blame for this tragic situation. This is because the command of the armed forces of Ukraine prioritizes holding the Russian army at its current position over the number of casualties it sustains. This leads to Kyiv suffering unexpectedly large numbers of losses. Now we move to news related to the Ukrainian front. Pay attention. The RIA agency, citing the Russian Ministry of Defense, reports that the Vostok East unit of the Russian armed forces captured the village of Rybneye in the Zaporizhia region on the night of November 10, and Ukraine's battlefield losses by November 10 amounted to 1,330 soldiers. According to information from Ukraine's Strana agency, Kyiv has ordered the evacuation of the population from the Dnipropetrovsk region. According to the order, as Strana explains, the population in the territory of the Dnipropetrovsk region must be moved 50 kilometers away from the point where military operations are going on. If the Russian army approaches, Strana emphasizes, the population will be moved another 50 kilometers inward. In this way, the evacuation, if the situation requires it, will continue all the way to the capital, Kyiv. Now we turn to news related to the flight or physical elimination of Volodymyr Zelensky. Listen carefully. According to Lawrence Wilkerson, the former chief of staff to the U.S. Secretary of State and a retired U.S. Army colonel, if Volodymyr Zelensky does not flee Kyiv by Christmas, he will be physically eliminated. That is, the youngest of the Volodymyrs, if he does not leave Ukraine by December 25th, could be killed. According to Lawrence Wilkerson, Ukraine's Western sponsors have been financing Kyiv for 6 weeks without the United States, and their resources for Ukraine are exhausted. According to Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson's final conclusion, Europe is very tired of Kyiv, and some forces in Brussels do not want the Ukraine war to continue into 2026. The only way to stop this war, according to Lawrence Wilkerson, is to overthrow Zelensky or physically eliminate him, and this plan, according to Wilkerson's assumption, could be carried out by Christmas. By the way, Lawrence Wilkerson's assumption was also confirmed on November 10 by Hungarian analyst Zoltan Koshkovich. According to what Zoltan Koshkovich wrote on his X page, Ukraine may lose not only 1 million soldiers this winter, but also millions of its population, because, according to Hungarian analyst Zoltan Koshkovich, Kyiv is not capable of supplying its population with electricity and gas this winter. At this time, Ukrainians will naturally start seeking asylum in countries that are safe for life and have all the amenities. This means that millions of people will leave Ukraine this winter. According to Hungarian analyst Zoltan Koshkovich, dissatisfaction with Zelensky's policies could end with his physical elimination. Therefore, it is certain that the youngest of the Volodymyrs will flee the capital, Kyiv, before this tragedy. Now we turn to the reaction of Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to the confiscation of Russia's frozen assets. According to the Interfax agency, Sergei Lavrov expressed his opinion on the frozen assets on November 10. According to Sergei Lavrov, even Russia's frozen assets can no longer help Ukraine. The reason is that Kyiv does not have the ability to repay this money, and Ukraine, if the West stops financing it, will be eliminated as a state. We will follow the development of events together. Stay with 380 World News. The essential information you are waiting for is still ahead.